Should we do the show feedback? There's a lot of the watch this jerks because we've been busy.
There's a lot. We watched a lot of stuff.
Let's do it.
I watched with my son. We watched the actually extremely popular and high-grossing film, Five Nights at Freddy's.
We didn't talk about this already?
No.
Skipped a week.
What about in the text message? We didn't talk about this in the text message?
I don't think so.
Am I having deja vu?
I tried to save it for the show.
Okay, let's hear it because Ty's going tomorrow.
Oh, he's going. He could have come to my house. I would have let him watch it on my couch. He could pause it and pee whenever he wants.
Wait, it's on TV? Why is he going to the movie theater to watch this shit?
Right? You can buy it on Hulu.
It's on It's on which one of those? Peacock.
Oh, that doesn't exist.
I don't have that. Fuck it.
So I have it on the Peacock. He's gonna go to the movie theater. I know it's also like a thing with the teens to go see it in the movie theater.
Yeah, they jerk each other off while they watch the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, whatever.
I don't want them doing it on this couch here. That's for sure.
Here's the problem.
And I don't want fun to subscribe to Peacock. No cock. Sorry.
That's okay.
Go on.
So I watched the movie.
Yes.
And it is a movie that is hurt by the property, by the license, more than anything else. So as we are all well aware, the name of the game is Five Nights at Freddy's.
Right.
So they felt the need to kind of shoehorn Five Nights into the movie.
Right. Okay.
And if what happens in the movie happened over like 2 nights and they kind of trimmed it down and made it kind of brisk, it might have worked.
There's too many nights is what you're saying.
There's too many nights. Like a movie doesn't need a week of nonsense.
Right. Well, you know, a work
good
week.
Movie,
a
maybe.
work week, you're saying.
A good movie. Yeah.
It's not a full week.
Yeah, it's 5 nights at Freddy's.
Right.
There's 5 full nights here. They have to show him going to the goddamn pizza place 5 times.
Right.
So he has the full 5 nights when it probably should have been like, oh, here's your first night here. This is here's how things are going down. And then the second night is, oh my God, everything's gone to shit. Can you survive the night?
Right.
And you kind of work that into 2 nights. That's a movie.
He's probably not coming back for night 3. It's not realistic.
Exactly.
At that point, he's like, this place is fucked up. They're only paying me like $13 an hour.
And so the movie it drags and it kind of almost maybe put me to sleep. So I'm going to give a thumbs down to Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie. My son would give it 18 thumbs up and say it's the greatest thing that ever existed.
Right. All right.
So
is Nicolas Cage in this?
No, that's Willy's Wonderland.
Got it.
Are you saying this is like if Career Opportunities had 5 nights inside of a Target instead of just 1?
Exactly. And no Jennifer Connelly. No peak Jennifer Connelly. Because let's face it, that movie is bananas for that reason and that reason alone. That is the only reason to see that movie.
I don't think Target's even had those little ride-on horses, did they?
Mm-mm. I think we've all just you go to get to that scene in the movie, you watch it, you rewind it, you watch that scene again, you rewind pause it. Anyway, on HBO Max, I watched the new animated Justice League movie, Justice League Warlord. It's okay. It's another animated Justice League movie. It's better than I think the one before it, but it's a better than Five Nights at Freddy's is really the only reason why I put that on.
Who or what is Warlord?
Warlord is a Who.
Okay.
You don't remember the Warlord DC Comics and toy line of the early 1980s?
He had his own toys?
Yes.
It must have.
DC Comics, in an attempt to usurp the popularity of He-Man, created a toy line and comic book tie-in of a character named Warlord.
Oh, I now that I see an issue of it, I know.
He has a white
font.
Beard, and
I remember the font. Yep.
Yeah, they're actually not bad comics. To be honest, they're good comics. Toys are a little.
It looks like if you mix He-Man with Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he was mentioned in that book that I was reading, the He-Man Effect by Box Brown. I think
I'm sure
that's the byproduct of that whole deregulation, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And Batman and Wonder Woman get sucked into the Warlord world, and they don't have their memories, and they got to figure out what the hell's going on, and
all right.
And eventually they do, and it's not bad. It has some cool moments. I would recommend it if you have HBO Max and really like DC Comics. You're going to be happy with that.
Yeah, they're usually
you're
good,
going to
those
watch
movies.
it and go, look, there's Batman and Superman. I know them. I like them. So
Sure.
yeah. But I wouldn't say go out of your way for it.
What else?
These toys look pretty budget.
They were
these look like really budget.
I'll be honest.
Figures.
I don't think I had any of the Warlord toys. Like even I knew that these weren't worth my time.
I mean, if you had one now, it'd be worth $176.
To be honest, that's not that much for the era and the toys. Like a He-Man is worth how much from that time? Anyway, not worth it. Not important.
Probably less than this. Look at there was a Hercules in that series as well.
He's a big name.
He's no Crystar. That's all I'm saying.
Hit all of them. Demos. He sounds like a guy.
He's the bad guy. He is the bad guy, and he is in the movie I just saw.
Iraq.
See, like
is that
a spider.
His name.
Spider.
Son of Thunder. Iraq. Or
is that the bald black guy?
No, he looks
maybe one of those. There's a bald
Asian,
black guy too.
Maybe Asian, maybe I'm not sure. It's hard to tell from the He-Man figure. Non-He-Man figure.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
What else?
I can't believe it. Warlord. I remember when the toys came out. I remember seeing a lot of ads for it. I remember just being like,
Now I gotta look it up.
Not
I mean,
interested.
they're literally He-Man figures.
Yes, they're He-Man figures, except the guy has like white hair and a beard, and he's wearing like snow leopard underwear.
Right. Great. They look deformed. Actually, they look like they have giantism or something.
Yeah, they're weird.
Gigantism. The heads are too big or something. I don't know. What else we watching?
Who else suffered through Haunted Mansion?
I did. I watched Haunted Mansion.
I saw it. What'd you think?
It's weird that they have that cast of people that you like to see in things.
In this majority you don't want to see.
But the majority of the movie, they're not in it. Like Owen Wilson and Danny DeVito, they're just kind of in random scenes throughout.
COVID probably. COVID really hurt the artistic vision of that movie, I'm sure.
I think
it really suffered.
I don't know.
The art really suffered.
We enjoyed it as a family who have like Disney theme parks and have been on 3 different versions of Haunted Mansion.
There's a lot of references to
There's a lot of references. We liked all the I remember this. I know what that is. We liked all that. The story itself could have been better.
Right.
I don't know.
And it's like a half hour too long.
It is a half hour too long. I prefer the Eddie Murphy vehicle of this to this, but they're both fine for what they are.
Fair enough.
But I also watched we watched the live action The Little Mermaid as
the
well.
The little woke mermaid, you mean?
The little woke mermaid, yes. That is also a half hour too long. Like somehow they tell the almost beat for beat the entire story, right? Like that you've already seen. There's some changes.
Does she die and turn into Seafoam at the end?
No, it's not that version.
Oh.
But yes, Emmeline was telling me about that immediately afterwards, and was like,
that's
right. Okay.
It's not true to the original.
Right. So they do a better job of like fleshing out, I guess, why Ariel and Eric would have like common interest and actually like fall in love. But
what is it?
I don't know that you
ping pong.
Underwater table tennis.
They all love that.
That'd be cool. Then I'd watch that movie.
But they like add new songs, and then they don't like Les Poissons is not a song in this. Like that doesn't happen in this movie.
I don't know that one. Which one is that?
That's the one
the
where
chef.
The chef's cooking and he's trying to get Sebastian.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
Le Poisson.
I was more of a Aladdin guy.
That one.
That's racist.
Yeah. So a little bit. It was
Can't be
goodish
racist towards the French.
It was
They're not real people.
Nice.
it was all right. Like it could have been a lot worse than it was, and there was at least a little bit of differences between it and the animated one. But again, It was like, oh, do we need like? It had over a 2-hour runtime, I think.
So not as good as the live action Beauty and the Beast. Is that what you're saying?
I have not seen that.
Who are you even? What have you done with Shipwreck?
I
You're
don't know.
slacking over there.
We have to see that, and we have to see, I guess, the live action Aladdin still as well.
I didn't even know they made that. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Will Smith is.
Oh yeah, I knew about that. Okay, right. The Beauty and the Beast one I saw in the theater.
Why?
Because I like Beauty and the Beast. That was my era. You know, I was in college and I watched
Little
that and
Mermaid's
Aladdin.
pretty close in era to Beauty and the
Little
Beast.
Mermaid is the same.
I
time
know, but I just didn't. That didn't resonate with me as much.
That's different. That's fair.
That's more for little girls, I feel. You know, Lion King,
so are you.
Aladdin. Those are all manly. No. What are we watching on the TV side?
I kind of poured through this, although it took me a few days because we haven't done a show in a week. So it's not like I did it in 1 week. But Life on Our Planet, the documentary series on Netflix about life on our planet, narrated by
Not
Morgan
familiar
Freeman.
with that.
It's really good. It is really
How is that
good.
different than all the other ones that you watch? I'm curious.
The way this one has a really good format and theme where each episode deals with a different era on the timeline of evolution from the dawn of time to today.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's not just 8 episodes of dinosaurs.
Right.
You know, there's the first episode, which is like, and here's a one-celled organism, and then it splits into 2 cells, and now look, there's a fucking fish.
So it's more about the evolution of life as opposed to like this is Snow Lions.
Right, exactly. And it goes into, the 4 great extinctions and, all the different events and how that happened.
What was your favorite extinction?
Twitter.
No, it's the third one. That's the best one. The one that kills off all the dinosaurs. That shit was crazy. You should watch that episode. If you watch any episode, you should watch that one. It was nuts.
No, it sounds good. I'll check that out.
You should totally watch it. It's incredibly engaging. It has a nice brisk pace. And like I said, each episode is a different, like, literal era of like 100 million years. So they do a lot in a short period of time. There's no fat on the meat.
I'll know the history of the universe. You're saying,
and you'll know the history. Well, you'll know the history of
of life on Earth.
Of life on Earth, and then of course the only thing I will say is that in the last episode they kind of ham-fist and man is the worst of all.
Right, we got to include that.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, man sucks.
Right.
Look how great everything was, and here's man who really fucked shit up.
No, it didn't evolve at all.
Dinosaurs?
Worse than the dinosaurs. Do you know dinosaurs existed on the planet Earth for 150 million years? So 150 million years of dinosaurs who only went extinct because of the meteor, where in humans have only been around for like, what, 100,000 years, maybe. And we're ruining the planet at a pace that the dinosaurs never even got close to.
Shit, dinosaurs didn't even have fucking TV, anything.
Yeah,
I mean, if they look, if the dinosaurs could have had TV, they would have ruined the planet a long time ago.
You know what else dinosaurs didn't have?
Refrigerators, air conditioning, all this shit.
They didn't have grass.
Okay, wait, is that bad? Grass is bad now?
No, grass is good. Grass just changed what happened with evolution once grass started appearing in abundance on the planet Earth. But grass didn't appear in abundance until all the trees were destroyed by the meteorite. These are the things you learn by watching this documentary. The rise of the mammal happened because of grass.
That's right, man.
Yeah. but real grass.
That's
like
a
eating
good
grass.
game, man.
Dinosaurs were, they had the long necks and they were eating the stuff off the trees, but when you could just graze on the ground.
You didn't need to be giant.
Ex-
Something like that. Something.
What were the Triceratops is eating?
Bushes.
Bushes. Yeah.
There's no grass.
Thistles.
Shrubs.
No, because there were too
They
many
couldn't
trees.
move anywhere because there was just trees everywhere.
Yeah.
It's covered with trees.
Right.
Trees everywhere.
I don't know.
I
I'll have to do some research. I'm sure the scientists did a good job on that. But
I think Morgan Freeman did all the research
seems
himself.
It's not that there was no grass. There wasn't.
there was no grass.
There wasn't
There was just trees.
It was bad grass.
There was significantly less grass.
It was mids. It was strictly mids. After the
It was
meteor,
like-
they got the high grade, the hydroponics coming in,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Indoor.
The meteor brought about the grass.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's legal in Ohio.
Exactly. See, everything full circle.
Mhm.
What the hell is Devil's Plan?
That I'm glad you asked, Wombat. That's also on Netflix, and that is a new, maybe not that new. I don't know. I think it's pretty new. It's another Korean reality TV show that you haven't heard of. Shiv is zooming in because he loves it. This one, it's just like, remember there was one called the Physical 100 where they're just going through all the strong people. Now this is with smart people. So instead of physical feats,
Is this another one that's not in English?
I just said it's fucking Korean, so obviously it's not in English. Although
Yeah.
there was a Whitey as one of the members. They always have like one or two token Whiteys on there, but I don't want to spoil it. Yeah,
So this one's going to combine with the other one to form Double Dare, Korean Double Dare.
no, Double Dare is lame. You have to be like really strong to do that physical one. You're
Physical
like
challenge. I know.
No, it's not like you're getting slimed.
You got to
You're, like,
find that flag in the pudding.
You have to push like a 300-pound rock
Pancakes.
uphill, basically. It's not for
But
children.
with
It's not
butter
for
right off the
kids.
pancake.
You got to turn the crank so the other guy can go through the laundry drying presser thing.
Anyway, this one, all the people are living together in this facility, and then they have to solve puzzles. There's like a prison. You can get put in the prison if you don't solve the puzzle or whatever. And it's interesting because it's from another country and it's not like every other thing that you've seen. So that's Devil's Plan. I think we have one episode left.
I hope they all survive.
They win money if they get to the end. I'm not really sure. It's a little confusing. A lot of the games are really confusing and you're not quite sure what's going on, but it's interesting to see the people try to like fuck each other over. But they're
Doesn't
very
have
polite.
Subtitles at least.
Of
If you-
course. Come on, Ship. You think I'm just watching a show in Korean
I
that has no
can't-
subtitles?
I can't tell what you're doing over there.
You think who would do that? Nobody would do that. You think I'm trying to learn Korean through watching reality shows? Anahaseo. That's all I know.
It sounds like you need to start watching the Chinese ones.
Yeah.
Are there Chinese reality shows?
I don't know.
They're
Why
not
are
on
you asking me?
Netflix. Check them out. Check out these Korean reality shows because
Wait, they're
you learn about the
Czechoslovakian? I thought you
culture.
said they were Korean.
Stop it. You can learn about the culture of another country by watching their entertainment. That's what I'm saying. I've learned a lot about Koreans, I feel, from watching these shows. They're very like polite to one another. There's like an informal speech that's very important to use in the right situation, and age is important. Anyway, we also finished Gen V. That's the Boys spin-off series that's on Amazon Video. It's not as good as The Boys. It's as violent as The Boys. It's just not as well written as The Boys. If you want some more mature superhero content, I can still recommend it. It's just not as good as The Boys.
You know what? I know we already had this conversation. I do not want more mature superhero content.
And mature I feel is okay. It's really violent for the sake of being violent. And I don't know
which
that's
I have zero interest in.
what if the theme was mature but it wasn't violent?
Then maybe,
that's
but even then it's like borderline. Like I don't know.
Sometimes they bring up interesting things that you don't see in the Marvel or DC worlds, but they always are also bringing with it people's heads exploding and people's fists going through heads, through chests, body parts, blood where it doesn't even make sense, where like it would be physically impossible for there to be blood in that situation, but they just need to have blood there. So it's just, or they just think it's funny. I don't know. I'd still recommend it for the most part, but just with the caveat that it's not as good as The Boys. I also watched South Park Welcome to the Pandaverse. I'm not sure if that's the actual title, something like that. I didn't realize that the South Park guys made a deal with Paramount Plus.
Well, Paramount Plus owns Comedy Central.
So while HBO Max has the series South Park, they made all these one-off, like 45-minute mini movies for Paramount Plus. They made like 4 of them, I think, and I haven't watched any of them. So I watched this one because it just came out, and it's all about like Disney, and Kathleen Kennedy is like a main character in the episode. It was very funny. It's not as, it's pretty, you know, they don't miss very often, so they bait you into thinking that it's going to be some like over the top thing, but it's sort of measured. So one plot point is the whole, you know, the overly diverse cast in Disney movies when it doesn't make sense. And so you have like the South Park characters getting replaced by, you know, women of color. But the other part is about AI and like the value of handyman and plumbers and people who can actually do things with their hands as opposed to like white collar workers. And I thought that part was really funny too. So I want to watch all the other specials that they did for them too. I forgot that I had subscribed to Paramount Plus. They fucking tricked me somehow into, I think that Dungeons and Dragons thing. They got me to I wanted to rent that or something or watch that, and I never unsubscribed. Anyway.
You can watch the new Transformers movie then as well.
I'm not watching that. I don't think I'll be laughing.
It's not worth your time.
Thank you. If Wombat says it's not worth my time, I believe him.
Paramount Plus has the whatchamacallit, the show about the making of The Godfather with Miles Teller. Oh God, what the hell is that called?
Oh God, Father.
Yeah, I watched that whole series. It's so good. No,
I remember you talking about it.
That's high quality television that I think you would love.
Okay.
Yeah.
South Park was funny though. I laughed out loud, I'd say 6 times during the episode.
I don't know. I used to like South Park, and now I just find them too mean-spirited for me.
This one was surprisingly, like, you think it's going to be very mean, but it wasn't. It surprisingly like ends on a high note.
And Grunks44 in the chat, the show's called The Offer. That's what it's called. The
Godfather documentary. Okay.
It's not a documentary, it's a show.
Oh, a show.
It's a show. It's a drama. It's good.
Okay.